No mai hoki mai whānau, Kaiawa Sports Club Touch Invitational, proudly supported by Trident Homes and Chrissy Joseph, who helped me with some commentary in the women's semi-final. I'm proud to introduce my right-hand man, sitting on my right-hand side, legend of the game, our historian in Touch New Zealand and living down here currently in Christchurch, Mike Daly. No mai hoki mai, bro. How's things?
Very, very well, thank you, bro. Very well. Privileged to be here today as well.
Awesome. So we'll just run through this. Major semi-final, Kaiawa, who beat Bullets by 1 in the semi-final, and Loaded, who got over their opposition in their semi-final. Obviously from Loaded, there's been a bit of controversy online about where they're from. I was going to be cheeky and say Hawke's Bay, but out of the big smoke up in Auckland, they get regular great touch up there, and it's awesome to have them down here supporting this kaupapa for its first year. And obviously Kaiawa, who played locally here, their club run by Naser Silbury and his crew, so in his whānau. So looking forward to this game, that's for sure. Kaiawa have the tap off, they won the toss, and we're away. Bit of an import, who's come down from Auckland as well, Chops, who's on the sweep. Just looking to... Here goes Alex Taifu on the sweeper on the short side. Good defence there. As you can see, the speed's on the game straight away. Here comes Ramika. Oh, great defence, and that's one thing we'll see. Kaiawa are really going to have to press on defence because Loaded are great through the middle of the field. It's already touch 1, touch 2 just before the halfway. Loaded, they'll run at the 3 to the middle, and they'll look to set something up here. Mary Sinclair there, right middle. They'll bring the ball back in. Yeah, and here's the 3-2 plant. Mary Sinclair goes open, chucks the long, hits the winger. With the check back in, great defence from Kaiawa.
Geez, that's great flow through the attack and the yards too, Reese.
Yeah, I did mention it in the semi-final. One of the best things that Bullets did was win the middle of the field, and you can see Loaded, the way that they just lift the intensity coming off their line. Kaiawa working their box side here. Jimmy Lim there, current captain of the Canterbury men's team, done for off the mark there. The referees, they're a real sharp crew here. Nationally ranked Logan Forrester here on their side, Alicia Rowitzi on the far side there. She'll look to work herself in on the set, being the most experienced referee out there. And Loaded just they'll look to set some stuff up here.
In a good field position at the moment too, with touches to play in hand.
Yeah, one thing you don't really want to, in any grade, but in particular open men's, is give field position up relatively easy. A little bit of rolling there from Kaiawa, not called. Link, check back to the middle, 3-3 play. Scooping, enforcing the corner with the long ball off the left hand, and the check back in, and there's our first try to Loaded. What have you seen so far, Mikey?
Just their composure and their flow through the field, getting up to the line, and they're just running set plays that they used to. They throw it long, give it to the winger, he's throwing it back on the inside to the link who's free, and he scores unabated and getting to the line. And
the thing with Loaded, they don't just have 1 or 2 strike players, they can play from anywhere, and they play with real speed, and that's one thing Kaiawa will need to keep an eye on and really work hard in the semi-final, because it is do or die, especially their own tournament. They really want to represent themselves well.
Absolutely, and there's the other semi-final was Factory versus playing up, so you got North-South, and both semi-finals should be a ripper to see who makes the final.
Yep. Ramika Pariki there, former representative of North Harbour but also Canterbury, very, very strong rugby player, as many of these guys are. Alex Taifu drives for a 3-3, come back, open side, top of the long ball on the wrap. Yes, and that's an easy finish there. That's a great fight back from Kaiawa there.
Geez, that's a great setup. For Kaya Kurakanga, got the hot hand at the moment for Kaiawa, and Shane Bowden adds just a little bit of spice. Instead of flicking it inside, he flicks it back on the outside for the link to wrap around and score in the corner.
Yeah, no, that was a great play too. Brian Lealafano in the rugby system down here as well. Just that extra work to get around the winger and make yourself an option on last touch there. Loaded 1-1. Loaded here. A bit of strike power on here now. Matty will look to get the ball back. Wasn't there. Got pushed over. Scooped off short side. Yeah. And that's the experience of Matty Sinclair. One of the Touch Black's most experienced players. Scooping infield. Hit short. Was looking for probably him to go down on the second phase there, Mikey Daly.
Absolutely, yes.
But the player was looking for the peel, so I'm sure they'll tidy that up. As you can see the difference in yards, Mike. I was lucky enough to be up and close and personal with this Loaded team at Whakatane with our Wairerea team, and Loaded, one thing they're really good at is through the middle of the field. Here comes young Asi ripping off down the short side.
He really impressed me yesterday when they played each other, young Asi. Yesterday's result was 10, 9, 19 tries in a 40-minute game. So both teams have got certainly the attack to get across the.
Yeah, Serge Johnson there, former trainer at our gym there, Mikey Daly. That was when you used to come, my mate. Serge Johnson out there, he's actually living in the Bay of Plenty now. He's gone up there for mahi, and it's good to see him come back and play for his club. Nice hard touch, physical touch. That's what we want to see. Nothing over the top, and Loaded giving it back the same as well. Young Asi back on the field. He's looking to sub off. Brian Lealafano looking to get out there. This is a bit of a dangerous combo. You got Jimmy Lim who can go from the middle, Alex Taifu and Lealafano here. And then you've got Chops there as well. You know, real leader within the Touch Blacks. Here he goes, sweeping. Yeah, and good D not to panic on defence. I think the key to that defence, Mikey, is that the far side actually lifted off the line.
Absolutely.
And really cut down options. And here they go, Loaded through the middle of the field.
Nice. They're not afraid to get into the grind too, Loaded. Use their setup. They don't necessarily have to score after.
Yeah, that's only fourth touch, Matty Sinclair.
Oh, look at that.
That's
great work.
Ooh. I'm pretty sure that what they'll be doing is they'll be setting this up for later on in the game, hitting those short players. It'll open up their long ball. Look at that left-hander off the...
And that is all she wrote.
And that is one thing that you do have to watch with Matty Sinclair and a couple of these other Loaded players is the ability to throw very, very accurately and long off the left hand. So Serge Johnson down in the corner there missed the touch, and rightly so, called no touch. And that's good to see. It's still, honestly, still a big part of our game, Mike.
It's the foundation of our game, Reece.
2-1 currently to Loaded in the semi-finals. So it's a bit of a ding-dong, and you'll see there the physicality is good. We like to see that as long as it doesn't get out of control.
Yeah.
There's a little wee Deutz on the bounce out. And just like that, isolating off the yards, just something a little bit different. And you really have to watch this player here, even though he's just turned 30 and I'm on the hunt for a few 30s players. Rameka Paraki, pure athlete. Really got the bounce out there on that Deutz and finished nice and strong and brought his team back into this in the halfway through
the wheels, bro. You can't beat speed, and there you go.
And you can't coach it. You're absolutely right. Loaded on a tap off here. Look to come to the left, check back in. Obviously a starter play that they've been working on. Getting back to the middle. Here comes the ML that they call it in the Aussie, looking to shape up on a dingo. It's still there. They look to check back in and go back through. Here's dingo short side, ripping short side. Common play. Max Hughes, one of our young players from down here, that's going to be in the other semi-final for Factory. Loves that play. I won't tell you what he calls it, but it starts with M. Here we go. Loaded looking to 3-3 quickie play. Oh yes.
Great work. Gee, they set those middles up to be scored on.
Yeah, 100%.
And they scored in between them.
Yeah, Mikey, just keep a close eye on that for us and we can come back to you. But the way that they're just manipulating and pulling apart those middles create an easy opportunity there for a little in.
Yeah.
Loaded, although they just got scored on an easy one, just go straight back. They'll be looking for a strong defensive set here. See how they send out the two defensive players. Touch two.
Well, that's the key, isn't it? If you can stop them getting to the line and attacking, that's half the job, really.
Yeah, Kurukanga here, looking to chuck long to Alex Taifu. You know, a few years back, he was the hottest property on around the globe, young Alex. Ooh, that's the little bit of difference in the defense and how they're working for each other there. Kaiawa. Last touch there, a little bit of hot feet, but against a team like Loaded, they're just so good on last touch. Everybody knows what they're doing. Checking it to the wing. This is beautiful to watch here. Loaded through the middle of the field, touch two on the 10-metre line. 3 almost to the halfway. Matty Sinclair looking for the latch and then pops back out to the middle to engage both middles.
Nice work.
He'll check back in. And a forward pass there.
Gee, if they control that a little bit better, they were right in the right position to launch an attack. 15 metres out there.
Yeah, Hutch there asking the question, how far forward was it? It looked a bit forward from our spot, but like I said, this is world-class refereeing here, what New Zealand can provide, so very hard to question the refs.
This is what Kaiawa need to do. They need to get into the grind themselves, get up to the line with touches to play.
Yeah, that's right. Here goes Naza. Yeah, just the difference in plays from the two teams. Loaded look to construct a lot more. At the moment, Kaiawa just looking for that, not so much one-hit wonder, but that one play of the set, whereas Loaded, they'll have multiple options on. Yeah, Loaded working through the world, really good work out there by the winger of Loaded. Both wingers look to be doing a lot of mahi, especially this one out here on the far side. He brought his drink bottle with us, scooping from a 3-3 play, looking to hit the passive. That passive play where the link drops under, looking for the defending link to slam defensively, and they get him on the 2-on-1, but not the case on that one. I just enjoy watching the way that Loaded work really hard on defence here, the whole team. Kaiawa looking to work towards the box with touch 3 coming up. Paraki. Alex Taifu with the settler. That's touch 4, last touch coming up. Yeah, so we're in a bit of a ding-dong, commonly known as the grind here. There's been a couple of minutes between tries, and usually a team that can win the middle of the field. Yeah, and there's a penalty, a relieving penalty, foot in the ruck. Kurukanga out of the playing up club and out of Tamaki Makaurau, Auckland. And also representative of the New Zealand Touchbacks at the moment, and Auckland has come down to help the Kaiawa club out. Look at Hutch just run straight through.
Gee, that's good flow, eh? That's what you want with the yards, you know. Put the defence under pressure, let the holes open up, and if you sneak through like Hutch just did then.
3-3, scoop short side, looking to enforce the shutdown defence.
And that'll be back to 1.
Kurukanga just getting into the passing lane there, trying to turn his body to, hopefully it's a drop ball, but when you put your hand out there and you play with the ball, it's a clear sign that it's going to be a recount. Matty Sinclair will look to dictate the play here. There's a 3-3 quickie. Good defence down there. Fields have been in great nick down here at the Snake Pit out here in Belfast. The Snake Pit and the rugby club here are really putting on a good show. Here's the 33 peel.
Nice.
Hits the wrapper. Oh, Kurukanga with a great diving touch there.
Young Brockett.
Oh, but he said, yeah, you touched him, but the ball was down first. Logan Forrester. Looks young, Logan, but he's been around the game enough to make great calls, and he's been in open men's and open women's finals. He's refereed Trans-Tasman events, so there's a lot of experience out there at the moment, and players at this stage, they're accepting of a lot of these referees and their rulings now, which is great to see.
That's a great finish from young Brockett too, from Loaded. Notch, come around on a fast track, gets the pop, gets in and kills the whole squad.
Paraki again looks to be dominating a lot of the tech. He's just scooped through there early in the touch count, looking to catch them in there. He was the one that got them on the Deutz, the pop out off that for that other try. Might just be a little bit of corridor coming from a couple of the Kaiawa lads. Looking at the personnel out there, oh yep, okay, Jimmy Lim. He's always not short of a word. He's earned it too, you know, playing over 12 years with the Canterbury Open Men's. Loaded here, looking to take really control of what they're doing here in the yardage. Here they go, they're just steamrolling now, they're just sucking back. Great. They look to hit the passive.
Gee.
Oh, Shane Bowden again. Saves the day out there on the wing. He did a great job down here on the offensive, but it's not even really like they're dropping into the passive. It's almost like a tail ball, and they're just chucking really long, and that's a 30-metre pass. Mikey on the off foot, so the skill set's amazing. Matty Sinclair here on the sweep, checks back in. Great defence from Paraki as well, not only good on the offence, but showing his defensive skills. You can tell that Matty Sinclair is really trying to construct tries and break down the defence here. Checks back in, draws the short side 3. Gets the bounce out, chucks long. Shane Bowden in the lane again. He's got some real speed. Shane Bowden, it'll be tough to bring him down. He's a former representative. Oh, what a great chase there. Number 12.
Sean Wilkie.
That's a couple of crucial plays from him. Tell you what, a couple of years ago, Shane Bowden, he would have stretched out and really scored that one.
Easily he would have.
Unfortunately, the years haven't been great to the man, but here we go. Kaiawa on attack here with a full set. Mikey, keep a close eye on how Loaded are defending, whether or not they're going man on a lot, or are they trying to go corner shutdown. It's Taifu, he'll look for a short game here. He'll look to get the ball back. Splits back in. And then hits short.
There's a young kid Asi there, really impressed me.
Messiah Asi I called him into the Canterbury Open Men's a few years back when he was only 16. Proud whānau from the Aranui area, and there was a bit of an Aranui combination there. Alex Taifu, formerly of Aranui High School, which unfortunately and sadly is no longer around. It was changed into another school. And then obviously young Asi, Masai Asi, he's got some real talent, and I hope he stays in the game. The Asi whānau, very, very strong in the rugby league community. Proud family.
He was one of the standouts in yesterday's game, and it's just a credit that he's been able to get that meat pie right there when they needed it.
Yeah, and just before half time too, with it approaching, 4-3 to Loaded here. Loaded, the bounce back and then the follow. Yeah. So as that play develops, the follow was always on. I saw Bullets run it a couple of times against Kaiawa and was successful, so no doubt they had a bit of a scalp. But just when you think you're back in the game, quality teams always fight back. So
Lock in with running the same play again yesterday too, so it's effective.
Yep, the sweep, the bounce and then the follow, staying alive, pulling apart the middles, which Loaded have been very good. So no doubt Kaiawa will look to fight back here. They got a strong attacking crew. Jimmy Lim can go off his right hand. Kurukanga there with the ball now. Chucks it long from the 32. Loaded middle there, number 21. Plays at the ball, knocks it down. Here comes on the sweep, the bounce out.
Nothing in it.
Yeah, Nate Turner there, he's very experienced, not only for his club and his province, but also New Zealand, especially been in the mixed setup. As you know, Mikey, defence from Lincoln mix is very important, although this is a men's grade. A lot of these top end guys, if they don't make the touch blacks, they will still represent in the mix.
I think the thing with young...
Here we go now.
That work.
Here's the hot feet from Jimmy Lim. And a turnover ball. And just the defence there, especially from Nate Turner on that far side. In all facets there, communication and his lifting off the line was great to see. Very experienced, and here he goes here driving the ball forward on 3. Very, very big work rate, and the experience is coming.
The flow through the Hodgson again,
Sinclair
and a half.
He'll look for the pocket play. There's the passive out the back.
Just like that, it's try time.
And that would not have resulted unless they won the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And just the rucking, not only did Nate Turner lift off the line and make some quality defensive plays there, but also, rucked it on 3, got it over halfway, and then when you bring in on the strike power that Loaded have, they run that passive play so sharp it almost looks like a short ball and it's going flying out the back. So hard to defend when done properly. Here comes Kaiawa at 6'3". They'll really be looking to put one on here to keep this close. Here comes Taifu on the sweep. Alex Taifu with his feet. He'll look back for second phase. There's the Asi combo again. Great defense too here.
Great understanding between Taifu and Asi.
And it's great to see too. Here comes now Alex. He can rip it off the right hand if he wants. Looks for the pocket play and last touch. It was a bit of a Hail Mary call and a bit of a long shot from the winger, but he knew it was last touch, so I'm sure he took the opportunity and the experience of the man. Here they go now. Loaded, control of the ball, drawing in. That's their middles over there. Alicia Roti pulling them from off the mark. 6-3, just before half time. A couple of minutes to go. A couple of subbers coming off here. Tyrone Edmonds and Josh Morrell, some stalwarts down here of Canterbury Touch. It's good to see them still running around. Once again, big thanks also to the Belfast Rugby Club for allowing this competition to happen. Trident Home's major sponsor. Here goes Kurukanga on a sweep, back to Taifu. They're looking at really putting it on. Tufted. You've got a great defensive player there. Matty Sinclair pulling in.
Yeah, that's great deep from Loaded.
Yeah, just hearing Paul Piawini here, the touchbacks assistant coach who's running Kaiawa at the moment, saying if they go man on, really drag that man infield, and then the other middle late cuts to the short side. So I'm sure that'll be brought up at half time. Definitely looks like Loaded are back in their ability if they can to go man on, and when shutdown's required, it's a nice hard shut. So they're really clear. Here they come now. Last touch coming up. It's a 3-3 pick. Step back, and good defence there. Good defence there from the big link.
And at times too, when you're ahead by 3, you don't necessarily have to look for a try at the end of your set. Sometimes you just have to run it out, pin them in there, and make a mistake, and get an attack again.
Yeah, that's right. That's young Wihongi there. He's Used to be a wee bit slighter, big kid now, playing really well. Looking forward to seeing Katoali Wharepapa here at the far side link. Bit of old school. Brian Lealafano was looking for a scoop off last 1 minute. I'm hearing from the near side management. Loaded will just look to control the ball through here. Getting it to their wing, you can see they just take the pedal off a wee bit, knowing exactly what stage of the game it is. And then you can see Matty Sinclair's coming on. He's going to look to set it up here. Here he goes. He's going to drive in on the ball. 3-3, scoop short side, looks for the short. And as you can see on that one too, the passive was still on as well. So they're going to get the last crack at this before half-time. Mikey, you seen anything in the first half you want to comment on?
Oh, I just like the way that Loaded control their yards, especially in the middle of the park, getting out of their box and then setting the flow up to the attack line. Hodson drops, Sinclair comes into half, and they're running their backdoor play to the link. Yeah, this is a long-term combination here. Hutch dump scoops. Look at the feet. Oh, he's been done for dummy half. And that's half time, Mikey. We'll come back and we'll talk about how the first half went in the second half. But just to wrap up the first half, 6-3 lead to Loaded out of the North Island, out of Tamaki Makaurau and Kaiawa sitting on 3. They've had their opportunities and they've finished some quality plays. It's really the middle of the field for me that they need to shore up and really be smart on how they move the ball and get down onto that 7 as soon as they can, as our Loaded are doing. So yeah, whānau, we'll be back shortly with the second half of this men's semi-final. 6-3 Loaded over Kaiawa. Very, very good semi-final. It's a good battle out there. It's physical, but it's nice and clean, and the referees are keeping a tight ship. And we'll see you when you come back shortly, whānau.
no mai hoki mai whānau, defeating a whaiti o Ngā Tāne, Open Men's Semi-Final down here, Trident Homes, Kaiawa Touch Invitational.
Kia ora everyone, welcome along to the Trident Homes Invitational Touch Club Championships. Just want to let you know the score is 6-3 to Loaded.
That'll be the last time she ever interrupts while I'm talking. There'll be a little bit of a kōrero whānau with evil live streams around the local commentator getting on the PA system while I'm talking, but there's only one way to learn, and that's through mistakes. Mikey Daly Loaded 6-3 over Kaiawa. Rooster stops putting his finger in my ear. It's good to see you, my mate. Yeah, Loaded with the tap off as well, so if they score here, Kaiawa are really going to have to get into their mahi, especially with the crew they got out here. I've really been impressed with Wilkie, the number 12. Yeah, he's a good D by Ussie as well. Not known for his defence when he was a young fella, but he was able to read that one. There's a strong Aranui flavour out here now with young Ussie, Stowers and Taifu. Shane Bowden as well playing rugby league for the Kias. Lima Kias, Matty Sinclair into the end goal, and there's Wilkie again. There's a combination. Just the way that they're, it's looking like a 32 long, and the way that they've manipulated that first half. Multiple options, and now he's just picking his player. So
He made that look too easy, actually, Nutch.
Yeah, the way that he just scoops infield there and
a try for Loaded. Score 7-3.
7-3. Loaded here on defence. This is one of the areas that's really impressed me, the way they defend. They man on when they know they can, and they collapse and shut, but when they do, it's nice and hard. There's a link helping out as well. Kirikanga on a dive. Yeah, it's one of the down points, you know, if your link is trying to get up there and help, if he gets quickie on him, it's hard work, you know. What does the winger do? Does he stay? Does he help out? And just got beaten there by a very, very classy player.
Kaiawa scoring 7-4 to Loaded.
7-4 Loaded. Kaiawa striking back, so that's 1-1 in the second half. At some stage, Kaiawa are going to need a defensive stop here.
And not only that, they need to back it up with some yards too, Reece.
Yeah, that's right. Middle of the field's got to be one. So turnover and then get it to the box and have something off the back end of it is critical. Loaded looking to really control this second half. They've got the control of the ball and the speed. It's 3-3, looking to check off. Josh Morrell here, a local footy player at this touch club down here at the Snake Pit at Link, defensive link. Brian Leolafano as well. Ripping off short side. Here goes Hutch. Driving. Scooping short side and good defence. I was just mentioning Josh Morrell there. Great defensive link there. Great player, and knows the importance of being a team player. Great defence there by Kaiawa. This is where they've really got to pick it up though through the middle of the field. Wawatai has been doing a great job on the wing here. Jimmy Lim driving, looking to get it to the middle. Stowers down for Whare Papa. Katoa Lee, a legend on the Aranui side. Fifth touch, just a little stoppage of play there. Positive thing from Kaiawa there after a good defensive set was the way that they got through the orange zone in the middle of the field, and they had a strike off the back end. What they've got to do is just make that a wee bit more consistent through the second half, and they'll see the goods. Loaded, very controlled, and one thing I have noticed when they get a turnover in the in goal, Mikey, they're all on the dead ball line. They don't just sit on the try line. They really look to get momentum into the drive, and as you can see, they're drawing penalties off their drive and off their yardage package, which is very simple. 3 to the half, and then they look to open the field.
You can't give a team that much latitude.
Hodgson, Sinclair, Wilkie here. This is the combination that's been deadly. Here goes Matty Sinclair on the sweep, looking to check back into a passive. So what Matty Sinclair had been doing in the first half was when he was sweeping, he was checking back in, looking for second phase or appeal. In that one there, he stepped back off the sweep, looked to hit short and went back door on the passive play, and it's a 2-on-1 for the winger. Great attacking play, but also the way that he's constructed that all the way back for the first couple of sets of the first half. Great experience there, but that is a bit of a dangerous combination out there with Hodgson, Wilkie and Sinclair, and then the defensive set's been doing a great job down here as well. Yeah, can't beat experience out there, especially a link.
Taifu, here we go.
Oh, unlucky that Shane Bowden there. Ball might have been just out of his reach. Couldn't quite see from our positioning, but that was an opportunity. We'll have to note that one down.
Clean pass, he scores in the corner.
Often it comes down to, Mikey, as you know, when you create an opportunity, it's that basic skill set that is often the definer. Kurukanga here doing some mahi with Asi and Paraki on defence, trying to press, trying to force a mistake here.
See, they don't panic on
and
the
look
yards.
at the way that
Look at
Hutchison just drives through the middle. Looking to check back in. And now they've got Kaiawa back on their heels. Asi they're peeling off. Check back on. There's the check. Although they dropped the ball there loaded, what an attractive brand of touch. Just the way that they ruck the ball down the field there, Mikey. Very Australian-like, and it's great to see that it's coming into New Zealand touch too, through loaded, but also another few teams. And as you can see the difference in rucking, although this is a great drive here by Stowers. Stowers again with the ball on the drive, very physical player, looking to go to the back door.
And there we go.
Weehongi gets into the in goal.
Slips through there.
And creates an opportunity for ball down.
And that's what Kaiawa need to crawl back into the game, one touchdown at a time.
Yeah, Jimmy Weehongi, another proud league family from down here out of the Papanui Tigers, but I see that they move clubs every now and again, but the older brother, James as well, very, very strong whānau down here, famous name down here, the Weehongi, and he set up the try there. So they're not just striking from the main players, everybody's chipping in, and they've fought back and they needed to there. 8-5 currently to loaded.
This is the area they've really got to improve on. Resist the defence. They've got to come forward on loaded. Put the heat on them.
Yeah, you're right. They're set on the heels again. Here goes Hutchison on the sweep. And a turnover.
And just like that, that's what you need.
Well, I think Potapia, when he might have given the physicality, call it half time, because they've been a lot more physical in the touches and the way they drive. Oh, they got away with a bobble there. Kaiawa, you can hear them in the sub-box near side here. They're really picking it up. Wawatai's doing a great job from dummy half. Weehongi straight back out there, straight after a set. There's the 32 long, step back, straight back into the defender.
And there's Wilkie again, shuts that play down straight away.
There's been a few quality players out there, but Wilkie on both ends of the ball has been great for me. And he showed that in Whakatane too. He's very, very strong and definitely a future player of the future. Here they go, scoop short side, back into the passive. Oh, they've really got that passive play on lockdown now. The link is in two minds. He takes it in, but the winger here, the near side winger here, Wawatai, it's really either got to make a decision. Do I stay on my man? If he does, then the link's going to walk in. It's always a catch-22 with those ones, Mikey.
The key to that, Reese, is that their flow through the field, they make enough time to set it up so easily.
Yeah.
And they run the play at speed like, and it's all over.
Yeah, and as we know in second halves, you know, if you've had to do a lot of mahi in the first half, second half is often, when we get there, I can just hear Kaiawa, Kurukanga here, just saying winger just slam auto. So that'll be interesting, depending if Loader pick up on that. They'll just keep hitting that passive until it doesn't work. Kaiawa, look at the stroll back. Asi on the plant. Kaiawa, that's one penalty. As we know, whānau, those that are quite new to the game, 3 penalties on the goal line means that one of the boys will have to sit off on the sideline for a 6-on-5 opportunity. Here goes Taifu. Gets it back. Looking to use his feet. That's good though, just trying to suss out what their defence is doing. Josh Morrell, far side link. Calling for the passive there. Leo Lafano there. Moved down from the North Island to try his luck with rugby down here, and he's heavily involved in the system. Taifu getting the split. 3-3 split. Looking for the dive. Loaded nice and tight there on defence. So not only can they play quality man on, they're very, very good at all facets of defence. Taifu looking to set up here. Kurukanga, it's just subbed on. That's 2 penalties, so 1 more penalty and Loaded will be down to 5 players at referee's discretion. There's some good strike out here at the moment too.
Way they're defending, one's not going to matter.
Yeah,
you know
I'll be looking
mean?
for Alex Taifu to rip off short side here. Here we go, there's the Punisher.
And there it is. That's
yeah.
what Kaiawa needs to get back into the game.
I think Loader might have been thinking that Taifu was getting it back, but he fed the Punisher, the cookie on the link, and the winger was in 2 minds. shut short side and a little wee pop out have brought Kaiawa back into this game. Unofficially final 9-6.
And a good finish by Johnson out on the wing there too.
Yeah, Serge Johnson. Yep. Quality man, Serge. He's really developed his touch, and he's probably one of the fittest guys going around. Here they go. Here's the dingo. In fact, the dingo with the two-step. Check back in. Just really looking. They got multiple facets of attack here. Here's the 3-3 scoop short side. Step back. Now he's a Silberry. He's been around enough to know that Matty Sinclair was going to go short there. Otherwise, it was a 3-on-1, and it could have been curtains, and then giving away a penalty there, making the ball available. So
that's experience, isn't it? You know.
Oh, just the experience on defence, but also when Matty Sinclair knew that it was 6 and he had the ball, he just gives his time. Wilkie coming out here on defence as well. A little bit of physicality coming into the game now. I'm sure the referees will keep it in control. Kurukanga out here again. Jimmy Lim probably needs to work his way to the right hand side of the field. That's where he's most strong with his passing ability. As Wihungi driving the check back in. Jimmy Lim looking to really open up and play with some energy here, and done for a touch pass. Is it a touch pass? Yeah, touch pass there. Well called by the referee. And then Mikey, this is where Loaded really earn their money. Just the quality, touch 2 on the 10 metre.
They just control that area so well, Reece. You know
Sinclair subbing off and gets to the opposition, the Kaiawa 10 metre mark. That's just a sign of how good your yards are. And then the ability, yeah, here they go. Unsung heroes. Oh, yeah. Like I was saying earlier, you know, they hit short, they look for the peel off the picks and the step backs in the first half. Then they went to the passive play, and just when they realised, you know, that the passive was on, they unleash a massive left-hand bullet, booming it from the far left-hand side to the right winger, who's finished strong. And just on
Filipina, too much, great finish.
Yeah, I think that's Filipina's first sub. He's limping off, and his drink bottle's still over on the sub box somewhere. But it's been a great 50-odd minutes for that man.
Gee, the key to that too is Mark Hodson. You know, he's been the setter all day from the roll ball for his dummy halves. They come up with a play like that where they just throw it 30 metres and they score in the corner.
Here's the combination, Mikey, Taifu and Asi.
It's back to one. Oh no, handover.
Yeah, Lea Lafano's really been trying to get into the in goal and use his footwork from dummy half, but it just hasn't quite been coming off. Touch 1 and almost at the 10 metre mark. Loaded really winning the battle of the orange zone, getting themselves in position. Here they go again. Matty Sinclair sweeping on with Wilkie. Goes short side. Just a mix-up off one simple play where they look to go 3-3, short side and step back. They have about 5 or 6 options at their peril. And just look at the way that they defend as well. Always up in 2s, never in 1.
Always going forward.
But like water in the famous Bruce Lee saying, you know, like be like water, always flowing. Loaded very, very sharp through the middle of the field, but they just back it up with their cleanness of their skill set and attacking play. Good yardage pattern there by Kaiawa, unsuccessful. Loaded, 2 out, link on the sweep, 2 to the 10. And a turnover there. Just a wee bit of a bobble, bit of a lucky call there.
Kaiawa needs to score off the set of 6. Yeah, keep themselves alive in the game.
That's right, they've got to come back in. Mikey, huge difference in the way that touch has been played than when you were running around in the New Zealand Open men's.
It's chalk and cheese. It's chalk and cheese, bro.
Speed of the game.
Faster, the athletes are multi-skilled. They can pass, they can dive, throw long, and they can defend.
Yeah, and that's one thing that, you know, like even you know, a decade ago it used to be attackers and defenders, but now everyone's got to be a multifaceted player. Loaded are really taking control of this Open men's semi-final here. I'm not too sure how the other semi-final was going, but this one here, it's been a humdinger. Loaded, you know, through the middle of the field, they've been great, really pulling away. 10 tries to 6. Here come Kaiawa now. Asi driving here. Lea Lafano scooping short side, looking for the similar play that Loaded had been running and hitting short. And touch on last touch. Here come Loaded again. Maddie Sinclair leading from the front. Must be getting close to 50 tests for the touchbacks. Mikey, I know there's a small crew. There's a small group of men that have played 50 tests, and on a side note, it was great at Whakatane to see Michael Kavanagh back in the open men's grade.
Absolutely,
Reece. It wasn't just charity. He fully deserved his Wairere MVP. Awesome to see his development and his return on his journey to the open men's, and hopefully it's not the last we see of him in the blacktop. It's a 5-minute call from the Kaiawa manager, keeping the boys up to date with the time. It's 10-6 with 5 minutes to go. It's not unsurmountable, but she's a tough road back. They're really going to have to be really clean and not let Loader get any tries in. Just a bit of physicality there from Loaded, and it just buys them a little bit of time and energy, and they can set their defence. This is a really, really good defensive crew out here at the moment for Loaded. They've really sent, with the likes of Turner,
Hutchison.
Yeah, this is Hodgson's out there as well. Here come Kaiawa. Kurukanga on the sweep, steps back looking for his option, hits short, goes to Taifu, and it's a recount it's been played at. Really like the way that Kurukanga's brought the running game into Kaiawa, looking to develop and construct tries. Here he goes, Taifu splits left, gets the cookie, looks to go to the short side, checks back, couldn't get the pass away. Jimmy Lim, Kaiawa, Kurukanga, looking for the sweeper. Wouldn't be surprised me if he goes from dummy half here. Now gives the sweep to Stowers. Stowers on a step back, goes to Kurukanga, looks to run. Jimmy Lim steps off his right, gets the ball down, gets it back. They'll look to redevelop. Very, very good defense from Loaded there. Kurukanga splits it on the Thunder, splits infield. Ooh.
Back to one, he was up for it.
Yeah, Hutch there gets in the lane, gets off the line. Height, physicality, his agility. Unlucky not to catch that one and go the length, but Kaiawa get a full set.
And the wingspan too, Reece. Yeah. These defenders, Hutchison, Hodgson,
Kurukanga
Turner.
Kurukanga there got the quickie on the link, step back, good defence. This is where they really go to a shutdown defence. Here goes Paul Kaiawa, yeah, it's ball down, 100%. And there you go, they thought, you'd step back a couple of times there, Mikey, and then decided, no, it's time to get one down.
10-7.
And great refereeing too, that was clear ball down, 10-7, 3 to go. Probably about the same amount of minutes to go in the semi-finals at this awesome inaugural tournament down here, the Kaiawa Invitational, proudly lead sponsored by Trident Homes. If you're living locally in Christchurch, get a hold of Trident Homes if you're in the market. Here comes Loaded, led in a couple of tries that they probably want to be a wee bit proud of here, but they've got this game in control at the moment, 10-7. They get a try here, she's pretty much curtains for Kaiawa. Here's Wilkie again, he'll look to work with Maddie Sinclair sweep. What a surprise move, yep. And the big bomb. Oh, the check back in just wasn't quite accurate enough. That's our main man, Filipino, out here too. That's a famous name. There's not too many Filipinos going around in this world, but I remember when I used to play rugby, I kind of looked like a awesome Filipino, but Kaiawa is starting to really ramp this up. This should have been from the get-go, really, this kind of speed. Here comes Stour driving. Checks off again, Taifu on the ball, looks short side, picks open, gets Lea Lafano on the bounce out. Great defense there from the open side length. Oh, that was the winger, sorry. He's been really, really good at reading that last touch play. Yep, lazy dry reach there from Jimmy Lim, the captain of Kaiawa. Obviously the lungs aren't that great. He talks about a mean game in the gym, but unfortunately there's no shuttles in the gym. A touch is a bit of a different game. Loaded looked to run him into the ground. Kaiawa looking to finish strong here. They need a defensive set, and hopefully they can get one off the back of yards. Loaded, scoop short side. Here we go. Lea Lafano in the lane. That's touch 0. So when you get a turnover from an intercept, it's not touch 1. It's touch 0. There's 1 there. Young Asi's been strong in this tournament. It'll be a shame if he doesn't represent a province at Nationals. He's been great, as you've seen. 40 seconds to go in the semi-final, 10-7. There's a lot of noise coming from the other semi-final, so it must be a tight gig over there. Jimmy Lim, the quality of the man, just jumped straight back out there. It looks to be involved in the last set of the game. Kurukang gets it back, splits in. Jimmy Lim looks to hit the short. Good defense there. There were two players there to make the touch. They made a good touch, and great to see the strike power and the quality of this touch down here at the moment. And hopefully this tournament will really take off. There goes Morale. Here we go. We've got Paraki Ramika. He'll be looking for a quickie on the link. Checks back to Jimmy Lim. Another penalty, that's 2. Sucking back onto the goal line, that call is. Kurukanga again, looking to get a quickie. Morale couldn't quite get it out of his hands, but checks back in to their winger. So that's the 3rd penalty. So here's our first instance of a player having to sit down on the side. So
looks like it's Hutchie.
Yep, Hutch has gone out to the side there. He'd probably be one of my better defenders that I'd leave out there, but when you're winning like this and you're playing this kind of touch, they obviously know the best. So they're down to 5 loaded. Kaiawa with a full complement of 6. Paraki looking for Kurukanga, gets the ball away, and that's great defence. They went into an auto shut, really putting the pressure on.
That's great defence.
So now as when a player goes off, it's up to the referee's discretion, and on a turnover there, they bring the man back out for 6-on-6. Very, very close to the finishing of this game, and just before we finish, Mikey Daly, it's been awesome to call the game with you, bro, and hopefully we get to do the final together. It'll be great to see Loaded run against whoever's in the next final, but right to the last whistle of this half, they just rucked the ball down the field, this Loaded team there. You can tell that this team plays high quality touch, first quality teams together, because they seem to know each other very well. Here comes my man Wilkie, scoops short side, goes back to open, goes back to the short side. Great D by Brian Leolafano there on the short side on a turnover.
Let's go, get one.
And that's it, Fano. The referees must have been running his own time. A quality game there in the semi-final and open men's in this inaugural tournament from Kaiawa Sports Incorporated, proudly sponsored by Trident Homes, Evil Streams, Ihi, Te Pūtahitanga, a great local Māori supporter of sport and whānau down here in Waitaha. Mikey Daly, last words?
Loaded just too good today, bro. Their flow through the field to their box and then setting up for attack 10 metres out. Hodson, Sinclair, Brockett, they were really the standouts for me.
Yeah, 100%. Wilkie, the wingers staying strong. Just comprehensive win by Loaded. Kaiawa, ngā mihi kia koutou katoa. That's us whānau. Looking forward to calling the final in a few hours' time. Kia ora tātou.
you.